Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saima Ahmed and I am in teacher training course in FED campus Islamabad. Today is my 12th chat GPT. So let's get started. And my topic
Of course,
is uh,
take your time. Once you decide on the
how
topic,
to
I can
think
help you
creative
structure your
and solve
introduction,
problems
talk through the key
effectively.
points, or even practice with you. Just let me know what you'd like.
Okay, my first question is what if life opposite of my assume is true?
That's a really profound one to start off with. So, if you're going for a philosophical exploration, you might define life in different dimensions: biological, existential, emotional, and then dive into how your assumptions shape the meaning. What angle do you feel most drawn to for your answer?
Okay, ChatGPT, can you please tell me how would a child solve this problem?
Absolutely. So a child would likely think about life in a more simple, concrete way, like life being about love, play, family, and curiosity. They might not focus on big abstract answers, but more on the daily joys or the people they love. So you could contrast that simple wonder with the deeper assumptions you have as an adult. Does that fit what you're thinking?
Um, can you please tell me
Yeah, absolutely.
what would I do if I had almost no resources?
That's a really important question. And I think a child might focus on the people around them. Like if they had almost no resources, they might rely on a parent or a friend, or they might just look for small joys like creativity or play. As an adult, you could connect that back to resilience, how even with few resources, you can still find meaning. Does that help?
Okay, my next question is what would happen if I remove the main constraint?
That's a great follow up. So, if you remove the main constraint, whatever it is, like a resource limit or rule, the possibilities open up. For a child, that might just feel like a bigger playground, no boundaries. So, it could be exciting or overwhelming. As you grow older, though, you'd explore what happens when you have freedom, but also responsibility. So, it's about balance, really. Does that angle fit what you're looking for?
Okay, please tell me what problem does the solutions accidentally create?
Uh, that That's a real question. If we remove a limitation on resources, we might create inequality. Or if we solve one problem, we might cause a ripple effect elsewhere. So I think you can point out that every solution has unintended consequences, and we have to be careful and mindful. Does that resonate?
Okay, that's good. ChatGPT, how can I simplify this idea dramatically?
Yeah. So to simplify it, you could just say something like, when we fix one problem, we sometimes make another problem by accident. It's like a chain reaction. So we have to be really careful with each step. That keeps it clear and easy for anyone to follow. Yeah, absolutely. So art and education can really work together in a few ways. Way to express big ideas, abstract concepts more concrete, like a drawing helping a child understand a science idea. So in short, it gives a deeper, more creative layer to education. Does that help clarify for you?
It.
Good point. So, one issue that can happen is that if we rely too much on just creative expression, we might overlook the need for concrete skills or standardized learning. So, while art enriches education, if we don't balance it, we might miss out on more basic, structured knowledge. It's all about balance. Does that make sense?
Okay, that's good answer. If I had to explain this visually, what would it look like?
Great question. So, you could visualize it like a scale or a balance. On one side, you have art, bright colors, freeform shapes, and on the other side, you have structure, like books, charts, and symbols of skill building. Then maybe show them coming together in harmony so it's balanced learning. That way, it's easy to grasp visually. Yeah, that's a really deep question. So, the real problem often is that we assume the root cause is just a lack of resources or a lack of creativity, but underneath there are often bigger social or systemic issues. Things like inequality, access to safe spaces, or even the way society values different types of knowledge. So, it's about digging deeper than just the surface problem.
Okay, can you please tell me which facts are proven and which are guesses?
Sure. So a fact is something that's been objectively verified. Like we know that resources can be limited, or we know that education outcomes depend on equity. A guess, on the other hand, is more speculative, like saying, if we give everyone art classes, maybe they'll all do better. So you just need to point out what's been tested and what's still just a hypothesis.
Okay, that's good answer. What is the most affected by this problem?
Great point. The takeaway is that we always need to be careful about jumping to conclusions. Even if something feels right or hopeful, we should keep testing, keep checking, and make sure we have evidence before we assume a solution is final. That's how we stay grounded.
Okay, can you please tell me what is the risk of being wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the risk of making a leap too quickly is that you could solve one problem but create bigger, unexpected issues down the line. You might miss hidden causes, or the solution might not work for everyone, and you could unintentionally widen inequalities or create new challenges. So, it's all about cautious, ongoing reflection.
Okay, good answer. ChatGPT, can you please tell me what is the cost of waiting too long?
Yeah, definitely. So the cost of waiting is often that the problem keeps growing or gets worse over time. If we don't act, we risk losing opportunities or letting harm spread. So the longer we wait, the more complicated or costly the solution may become.
Okay, that's a good answer, ChatGPT. What is the risk of being wrong?
Good question. So the risk of being bold is that you might make mistakes or face failure, sometimes big ones. You might encounter pushback or your solution might not work out as planned. But the upside is that boldness can also drive real transformative change. So it's a balance of risk and reward.
Okay, that's good. Which design would I regret not buying?
Ah, that's really personal, but often it's when you hold back on something you really believe in, like a big project, a relationship, or a dream you were too afraid to pursue. So the fear of never knowing if you could have succeeded is often what people regret most.
Okay, can you please tell me how can this be cheaper without using quality?
Yeah, so a good approach is to simplify the scope. Focus on what's essential, maybe reduce the materials or streamline the process. You can also use digital tools or templates to cut down on manual work. That way, you keep the quality strong but reduce costs by being more efficient.
Okay, can you please tell me what evidence supports my choice?
Of course. So the evidence might be things like real world case studies, data from similar projects, or even personal testimonials that show success without cutting corners. You want to be able to point to specific outcomes like improved engagement, reduced costs, or better results. So your why is really concrete.
That's good. Can you please tell me what can be removed completely?
Yeah. So, what can be done is we can focus on a pilot or a smaller test version. By starting small, we limit risk, gather evidence, and then scale up. So, don't need to fully commit everything at once. We just take a measured step forward.
That's good, ChatGPT. What lesson can learn from failure here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, from failure here, the lesson is often that we need to adapt more quickly, get feedback sooner, and not be afraid to iterate. It's about staying flexible, learning from missteps, and using those lessons to improve the next time around.
Okay, ChatGPT, that's good. What would make this solution scalable?
Yeah, great point. What makes the solution scalable is having a clear framework or process that can be repeated easily, plus a strong support system like training, technology, and a plan for growth. Once you have those, it's easier to expand without losing quality.
Well, that's good answer. ChatGPT, how would it serve five completely different purpose?
Good question. If we shift the focus entirely, we might ask, what if instead of just scaling, we used a different approach, like a community-based model or a crowdsourced effort? In that case, it might not rely on top-down scaling, but instead on decentralized participation, which opens up a whole different kind of potential.
Okay, ChatGPT, can you please tell me what would the eco-friendly version look like?
Yeah. So an eco-friendly version would minimize waste, use sustainable materials, and maybe rely on local resources. So the production would be more energy efficient and the entire process would have a lower carbon footprint. It's about designing with the environment in mind from start to finish.
Okay, can you please tell me what would the what
Of
future would
course.
make it revolutionary?
Great point. So to make it truly widely adopted, you'd have to ensure it's accessible, easy to understand, and affordable so that lots of different people can actually use it in their daily lives. Once you remove barriers, it spreads more easily.
Okay, ChatGPT, can you please tell me how can this be cheaper without losing quality?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can simplify the steps, focus on core essentials, and maybe rely on digital tools or automation.
Okay, okay, that's good.
Of course. So,
What can be automated?
yeah. So a lot of the repetitive tasks can be automated, like data collection, scheduling, or simple calculations. By automating those steps, you free up time for more complex creative work and you keep quality consistent.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, definitely. So the most helpful feedback would be from real users, their experiences, frustrations, and suggestions. So you can refine the approach based on what really matters to them. That kind of direct input will be gold for improvement.
Okay, can you please tell me how can I improve this user experience?
Yeah. So to improve it, you could iterate in small cycles. Take that user feedback, make targeted changes, and then test again. Also, keep communication open. Check in with them frequently to see if you're moving in the right direction.
ChatGPT. This is my ChatGPT. I hope you like it. Next time I will come again. Allah Hafiz, Pakistan Zindabad.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help. And yeah, absolutely. Whenever you're ready to continue, just of course, take care, and I'll be here whenever you're ready.